everyone, and welcome to episode 15 of the Sunflower Girl podcast. If you are a new viewer, welcome, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so happy that you're here. We have a group on Ravelry, and that is the Sunflower Girl podcast in the groups tab. I'm just going to put this down because it's I am on Instagram and Ravelry. On Instagram it's a sunflower GRL, so girl without the I, and on Ravelry is the Sunflower Girl. In the group we have a giveaway, a knit along going on at the moment, and I'd really love it if you came and joined. It's a springtime cal and it ends at the end of this month, so on the 30th or the 31st, the end of April, last day of April. There's a chatter thread and a finished objects thread. I will be purchasing some prizes. I'm not sure what they are yet. I think I might do a little sort of notions pouch type thing, get some stitch markers, some little scissors, that kind of thing, and send some minis along too. So I'd really love it if you came along and joined. Just anything you can relate to spring, and even if you just say I knit it in springtime, I'm not really too fussy. Yeah, I forgot to mention it last week, so I thought I'd mention it now. So yes, I hope last week was good, and we'll get on with all the knitting stuff. So we'll do these first in my Star Wars bag. And these are my cousin's socks. And I've done quite a bit since last time, so just a bit tangled. So last week I think I had done the majority of the leg on one. I'm not sure if I'd completely finished it, and I don't think I'd started on the second one. So you've got two legs, both with heels, Fish Lips Kiss heel, which is now my go-to heel. So yeah, loving them. And these are what I'm using for my springtime cal. And I've got a little butterfly progress keeper on there, which is really lovely. And this is King Cole Zigzag, and it's in the Bilberry Pie colourway. And yeah, I'm really loving them. Just gotta do the foot, and because these are for my cousin, they're going to be a bit longer than usual. I need to look online to find out length of feet, her foot size in inches, so that I know how long to make them. And they're a bit taller than usual. I know quite a lot of knitters do their socks quite tall, but I'm not a big fan of tall socks unless they're full boots. Yeah, so loving those. I put both heels in yesterday when I went to see my nan, which was quite fun. And they're not matchy, but almost. They're just opposite. So yeah, loving those. They'll probably be done quite soon, especially if we take a trip to the cinema this week, because that's when I get my knitting time undisturbed. So yeah, that's the first work in progress. Second one, I don't think I'd cast this on last week. I'm pretty sure I hadn't. So this may look a bit familiar if you're a returning viewer. So just before Christmas I made Dave a sock head in this exact yarn, but unfortunately it got lost at the hospital. So I'm pretty sure it's 50 grams left, and so it'd be roughly the same. So I'm knitting another one. And what I'm going to do is, if I haven't quite got enough, I've got a similar sort of bluey grey colour left over, so I'll just use that just for the little crown decreases. I'm not sure anyone would notice unless they're looking right at the top of his head. So yeah, not loads and loads of progress. Got my little stitch marker that, yeah, and this is a red heart. I don't think it had a colourway, but I just bought it on sale and he really loved it, so yeah, it's coming along nicely. Just sort of going to get through the ribbing and then it'll be a bit of mindless knitting. And this is my Guardians of the Galaxy bag, and in here I have this gorgeous tape measure from Diane, and I think it's meant to be a tiger, but I just see a cat. But yeah, so that's just lovely, and which is really great because I only had one of the tape measure and had to keep switching it between bags or looking for it in one of my bags, like, oh no, where's my tape measure gone? So it's nice to have a second one. So that's number 2. Okay, 3. So in this lovely vest top bag that my cousin made special for me, I have upgraded my sock yarn blanket to it because I've got some more scraps again from the lovely Diane, thank you so much. And with it just growing, I just thought it'd be easier to put it in a bigger bag anyway. So, not tons of progress on this. So I've done 1, 2, these 2 squares. Love this gold glittery one. And I've done these 2 squares, so the pink and the yellow, which I actually love those 2 colours together. So yeah, it's growing, I'm still loving it. Got some more leftovers to use, which is fun, and just keep going. Yeah, and as I said, I want to get some grey fleece to back it with, and I am, apart from the one I did last night, I am weaving in the ends as I go, apart from the end, like the edge parts, because I anchor the next square in. So yeah, it's not growing as quickly as others because it's quite small squares, but it just means I get to fit more lovely yarn into it. So yeah, and then it will grow and just in my lovely bag. So that's work in progress number 3. I think I just cast on all the things this week, so I just realised I've forgotten something. I'll have to get it in a minute. So I cast on some socks for me. Not much. So what I'm using is some of this, which was gifted to me. It's a 5 moons, but I'm not sure what the colour is because it's all tucked up in there. So I'm using this for the cuffs, heels, possibly toes, depending on how much I have, because I've still got to do the second sock. And then this ruddier that I made my grandmother's socks in for the body. So they'll be kind of shorty, not too bad. And I'm knitting them on DPNs. I love DPNs. I need to buy more in this size so then I could have 2 going at a time. But yeah, so absolutely loving this. And this is living in another gorgeous present from Diane. Isn't she just fabulous? So she contacted me and said that she didn't sell bags, if you'd watched a previous episode, but she had made one for me and also my grandmother, my nan. She loves it, and I will insert a picture of the bag that my nan got at the end of the episode because I gave it to her yesterday, and this one was mine. And it's just gorgeous, and it's quite sturdy. I think it's got like something in the side, and it's got dogs on it. And my favourite, how gorgeous is that? It just reminds me of tree stumps, which I think it is supposed to be. I love it so much. So yeah, thank you again. I have obviously messaged and thanked her. It's just gorgeous, and then it's this. It's beautiful as well, and I love it. So yeah, that's the next one, which I just love having socks on the needles for me because they're just so much fun, and then you get to wear them at the end of it. And then the next knitting, well, the last knitting project that I have is the Pebble Beach shawl. Now I'm pretty sure everyone knows this, but I cast this on and I printed it out because, as you probably know, there's the checklist so you can monitor where you're at, which I love because at a glance you can see how many stitches you're supposed to have on the needles and you can just count rather than having to wait for a specific row. So I cast this on last night, so there's not a lot of progress. And this is in the pumpkin spice colourway, and it's by Dinosaur, which you can find on Facebook at Dinosaur Yarns. I think I will put a link. It's just gorgeous. So I'm naming this my Pumpkin Pebble Beach. And so, as I said, not terribly much progress. I've done the first eyelet, and then the second one's just done. They're on the needles at the moment. And this yarn is gorgeous, and this pattern, and I can't wait to wear it. And yeah, absolutely beautiful. And this is in here, and I just thought that went perfectly with the yarn. So a bit of matching there. So yes, quite a few works in progress for me this week. And then my last work in progress is crochet, which I don't do much of because I don't really know how to crochet very well. But so in my basket is my crochet granny stripe. I know I'm late to the party, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to fit in, but this is how much I've done so far. And I'm just using up, I've got my basket here. This is all yarn that I've already put into my Cozy Memories blanket, and then I'm just using it up in here. Now the only issue is I think I did my chain row a bit too tight. It does kind of scrunch up a little bit, but I'm thinking once it's all done and a border's put on, it hopefully won't be too bad, and it'll still be lovely. But yeah, I'm loving it. I do a couple of bits on it a night. Typically I do a row, just depending, so just that's what I've got so far. Quite a few different colours in it already, so I am just doing a magic knot and putting in as much as possible. So yeah, 2 scrappy blankets on the go, and then it's just in this lovely little basket. So that is all the works in progress that I have this week. So finished objects. The first finished object that I have, I can't show you because I gifted it to my nan yesterday. So I finally finished the sailor top for my grandmother, and she tried it on yesterday and it fits perfectly and it looks gorgeous. So I will insert some pictures. I've got a picture of her wearing it, and then just a picture of when I finished it, which I will insert at the end of the episode. But yeah, I love knitting it. I want to make another one for me, definitely. And then yeah, the second finished object, I just want to apologise because I completely forgot I finished these, and I've been wearing them and haven't washed them yet. So it's my little shorty socks. Yeah, I wore them straight after I'd made them, and then I thought to myself, oh, you know, I'll just, because I need to hand wash all my other socks as well anyway, they've just been waiting for me to have some time to do it. So I was like, oh, it's fine, I'll do that before the podcast, and then completely forgot to do it. So just my shorty socks that are covered in hair, which I am convinced is because we have wooden flooring. Well, it's like laminate flooring, so it just, everything just gets sucked up onto socks. Yeah, they are great. What I've been wearing these for is if I'm wearing like tights with a dress or something, but then I have these quite nice shoes, but they can be a bit rough on your feet if you're not wearing socks. I usually wear skirts and dresses because they look really nice. So what I've been doing is, because these are so short, you just kind of get the band. I've been wearing these to sort of help with that. So yeah, that's my second finished object of the week, and it is in an opal yarn that I just had leftovers. Yeah, so I absolutely love them, and I pretty much used it all up. Used it all up, and I think one of them might be slightly longer than the other now that I've just put them together. Oops. Yeah, so that is my only finished object that I can show you this week. So yeah, as I said, I went to see, this is just chatter now. As I said earlier, I went to my nan's yesterday and spent some time with her, finished her top, and just had a nice day and saw my granddad, and yeah. Other than that, we went for a little picnic on Wednesday. Yes, because yesterday was Thursday. On Wednesday, because there's a beautiful park about 10 minutes from where we live, and we packed up some cake and some crisps, and I took one of my knitted blankets that needed a wash anyway, so we just took that, and I took some knitting, and we sat by the pond for about an hour or two because it was sunny and nice, and we just sort of had a nice time. I took a couple of photos, so I might insert those, but I took one that's quite nice. But other than that, not too much, because Dave's got his deadlines coming up, so he's been at uni pretty much constantly. My deadlines are a little bit later because of my surgery, so I've got a bit of extra time. So I'm not in as much of a rush as he is to get things finished. But other than that, not a whole bunch. But I did just want to grab something really quick that I wanted to talk about. Just 1 second. Okay, so last week I spoke about what I was reading, and I'm one of those people that reads multiple books at a time. It just depends on how I'm feeling, because I have a Kindle, so I read. If I'm going out, I will use my Kindle. I take my Kindle pretty much everywhere I go. In my bag I'll have my Kindle and a knitting project, and I'm sorted. But then I also obviously like to read physical books. So I was reading Birdsong, and I am still reading that quite a ways through, but my sister and I were talking about we both wanted to read the same book, so we thought we'd do it at the same time. And it is Stephen King, and it's 11/22/63. So this is about, it's a time travel book about someone going back in time to try and stop Kennedy being assassinated. So the back just says, on November 22nd in 1963, 3 shots rang out in Dallas. President Kennedy died and the world changed. If you had the chance to change history, would you? Would the consequences be worth it? Now, I love Stephen King. I've read quite a few of his books, and I'm always looking for more to read. My granddad's a big Stephen King book, and this is actually his book that I borrowed. So I'm only on chapter 6, so you can kind of maybe see where I'm at. Not a whole bunch, but so far I am enjoying it. It's just all the build up, and it's quite a bit of build up. I feel like once it properly gets into the story, it will be really interesting. But at the moment, it's setting up the story, setting up the characters, and yeah, so far it's really good. And it's on my Goodreads, so if you're interested in finding out how I feel about it, I probably will talk about it again on the podcast, but if you are interested, come and find me on Goodreads and recommend me any books, because I'm trying to read 100 books this year. But yeah, this is pretty much my bedtime reading because it's so heavy. I kind of just place it on the bed, open and read. Yeah, so if anyone else has read this and has anything they want to discuss, let me know and we'll talk about it. So far it is enjoyable. It is a bit slow, but on the whole I am enjoying it, and it is really interesting to think about. So yeah, what are you guys reading? Anything good? What kind of books do you like to read, I guess? So yeah, and just a little thing, there is a questions thread in the group on Ravelry, so if you obviously go in the Some Flower Girl podcast group, and come and ask me any questions, and I will try to answer as best I can. So I just realised I never told you what I was drinking. So this is just a normal tea. Builder's tea, English breakfast. And I have mine with 1 sugar and soy milk, or almond milk depending. This is soy. Sometimes I have soy milk, sometimes I have almond milk, which is super yummy. So yeah, I think that is everything for this week. Please come and join the knit along. I'd really love it if you came. There's a chatter thread, finished objects thread. We will get some prizes. I'm just waiting to get paid so that I can buy them. Or if anyone would like to donate prizes, obviously you're not obliged to at all, but if you are interested, send me a message on Ravelry or Instagram. That would be lovely. But if not, then I will just be making up a little care package for the winner, and I'll maybe put some tea, some chocolates, things like stitch markers, a little notions pouch. And then, because it's the first giveaway, I don't want to do too much and give like such an amazing prize, plus budget. So yeah, please come and join. I'd love to see what you're working on, and you know, it's my first knit along, so yeah. And there's a hashtag SFG Springtime Kal, Kal, which you can use on Instagram, because then I'd love to see all the lovely things that you are working on, and I can comment on them and look at them, because if you post them in the finished objects thread, I won't be able to comment and say how much I love them, but if you post on Instagram, I'll be able to see those, and it can probably give me some inspiration on some new things that I can make. So I think I'm going to go and drink my tea before it gets cold, and I will speak to you all next week. Have a lovely week, happy knitting, bye.